Hey guys, Kip here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a actual evolution line of a mock that I made a little while ago. His name was Kalbar. So I'm just going to go over the basic storyline for him real quick. So basically he was one of the good guys. I guess you could call him one of the Toa. I'm not sure, I don't remember what these good guys from this year were called. But anyway, basically he was one of the good guys, and he was captured by the bad guys. And basically all the bad guys were convincing him that none of the other Toa or anything cared about him. Basically, he eventually gave in and started his life as an evil villain. So this is basically what he looks like, or what he would look like back then in that year. Really colorful. This is when he just started becoming evil, which is what that little dot in the middle is supposed to sort of portray. It's also kind of supposed to portray the feature that the original Kalbar had, where his chest opened and he had a beam in there. But there's not much going on here. He's got some claws on his hands and feet, and this. That's pretty much it for him. Now we could go forward. This is him. He basically found a magical stone that basically transformed him. It was sort of like a fire stone. That's not an ad for tires. It basically gave him all this armor and made him grow. And this is where you can see where the more complicated Bionicle builds and everything start coming in. You can see extra paneling everywhere. If you look down here, you can see his claws are actually bigger now. His claws on his hands have disappeared, but they will come back later. This is meant to be in the timeline, like, I guess, a few days, like maybe 3 days after he became evil. On the back you got that. This is a custom Bionicle build. The shoulders are on these hinges here. That's how you know. The original torso's right in there. It's holding these extra black panels on. The neck has its own custom thing going on because I cut off the neck ball joint for mock use, like I did here. So that's pretty much it. That's what you have for that. And this is supposed to take place, he's supposed to be like he's in the main universe of Bionicle, the actual universe of it. But basically what happens in this part of the storyline, after he gets the stone and everything, he fights the Toa. Of course he loses, and basically he dies. He's dead now. So that is a segue into what would be the 2015 Bionicle year, which is where the original Umarak comes in. As you can see, he's all faded. If you bring in the original, well, not the original, but the previous one, you'd see still has some of the same armor points and everything. It's just, he's basically dead, and he's been resurrected. And at this point in the timeline, he's just completely despising the Toa. He wants to destroy them. He wants nothing to do with them. He just wants to basically kill them all. If I bring in the, I guess, first in this line, you'd see he's got that dot in the middle. That's supposed to represent what he would have later on, which is right here in his chest, which is supposed to like fire a beam, a laser or something. So that's what that's supposed to be there. I'm not going to spend much time on this one, being I've already done a whole review on him. But yeah, basically he's dead, and he's been resurrected by the people who turned him evil. Basically how they resurrected him was they used supernatural abilities, which is hence why there's translucent green running throughout him. He's basically a resurrected corpse, which is why he lost all his color. He also has acquired a cape. So he's a bit more civilized now. He's not just completely, like, rare. But, unfortunately, yes, he does die again. After this year, he fights the Toa, and he puts up a much better fight than the previous fight he had with the Toa. But he managed to get himself pushed into lava, and basically once he gets pushed into lava, he is mutated by all of the supernatural things that were used to bring him back to life, as well as the lava itself had a supernatural mutating, I guess, feeling to it. I don't know. And this is what he became. You see, he's a lot more muscular in this upper torso, and like I said, those claws are sort of returning from the original, or the first. He still mostly has the dead coloring, except of course now lava is sort of merged with him, hence why all these translucent orange pieces are here. I see some of the lava cracking. There's actually even more lava cracking underneath this armor piece on his shoulder here. And this one was the most complicated to build, because the actual body is right in the middle. All this was built up on top of the actual body. There's the back of him. He has a very complicated skeleton too, and this is the one I think I'm the most proud of in this entire line. But basically he comes back as this, and he goes back to his masters and everything. And they fix him up, and they make him stronger, basically. And yet again, he doesn't learn from his mistakes and goes out to kill the Toa again. I know it's a bit repetitive, but isn't that how most of the Bionicle villains work? Like, seriously. They don't succeed, they come back anyway. But this time, in the battle, he actually almost succeeds. He hasn't killed all the Toa, but he's critically injured all of them. And they're all just on the ground. They've all lost their masks because he's taken them. And they're all laying on the ground pretty much helpless. And then, this is where Akimu comes in. So Akimu comes in, and he basically completely obliterates him. And that's basically the end of his storyline. He's dead now, for good. He's gone. For comparison, we're going to get all of them in the same frame, just so you know. Basically, where I was coming from with all the designs. All of them have at least one point of homage to the previous version. So we're actually going to bring the camera back a bit farther so you can see all of them in one frame. So basically each one has an homage to the original or to the last one. So with this one, it's an homage to the first one, being that it has the same mask and it has the claws here. Then the next one is homage to the previous one because most of the armor is in the same spots. And of course they all have the same mask, it's the same character. And then this one has homage to this one with this mask, obviously. So yeah, this is all of them in a line, and you can see how I took inspiration from the previous ones and put them into the next one, and that's pretty much how all this works. But anyway guys, if you do want to see more custom Bionicle videos, make sure to hit that like button down below to let me know that you do. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated for when there's new videos on my channel. And I'll see all you guys later.